Chapter 3 Employment of Househelpers.
This provides a legal framework of the rights and responsibilities of a househelper and their employer. Its main goal is to ensure fair treatment, proper compensation, and decent working conditions. The law defines domestic work as a work performed in a household, and a domestic worker is a person engaged in domestic work within an employment relationship. So this includes yaya, nannies, cook, gardener, and family drivers. However, this law doesn't apply to an individual who engaged in domestic work but just doing it occasionally or not on an occupational basis, and also those children under foster family agreement, since they are being provided with education and allowance for baon, transportation, school project fees, etc. They aren't employed, and so they are not expected to work as a condition of their stay. Now, in Article 140, the employment contract of a house helper is limited to 2 years but renewable by agreement. It is to ensure that there is a clear agreement and that a house helper has a chance to renegotiate terms. The employment contract shall be executed between the house helper and the employer before the commencement or the start of the service in a language or dialect that both of them can understand. So under this employment contract include period of employment, the duties and responsibilities of a domestic worker, loan agreement, and others. Section 22 of Republic Act Number 10361 requires that a kasambahay who has rendered at least 1 month of service shall be covered by SSS, PhilHealth, and Pag-ibig, and they are all entitled with the benefits in accordance with the pertinent provisions provided by the law. Article 143 tells us that if a house helper is assigned to a non-household work, let's say to work on a farm, they must be paid with a minimum wage for that type of job. So this prevents the employer from exploiting their helper by giving them tasks outside household duties for lower pay. Next, Article 147, unjust dismissal means the helper gets all earned wages and an additional 15 days of indemnity. Helpers who leave without a valid cause may lose up to 15 days of wages. If no duration is set, the employer must give a 5-day notice before terminating the domestic worker. Now let's proceed to Chapter 4, Employment of Home Workers. This chapter addresses the protection and regulation of industrial home workers, ensuring they have fair working conditions even when working outside of a formal office or factory. Now let's start by answering the question, who are home workers? According to Article 151, home workers are those individuals who process materials provided by the employer at home. These materials are later returned as finished goods. Next is work distribution. In Article 153, employers are those who deliver materials to home workers to process and buy back the finished products. In conclusion, Chapter 3 and 4 emphasize the importance of fair treatment, proper compensation, and safe working conditions for house helpers and home workers. By understanding and applying these laws, we can create a more just and equitable working environment for everyone.